this game TY, he's going to be going for, well, it is an expansion into Reacted Hellion. Like, this is still something that it's not super duper normal these days. So I love the fact that TY is playing his opponent as much as he is playing Starcraft 2. He kind of knows what's up, and he does have a Reaper on the other side of the map, but nice evade by Maru.
Yeah, very, very cute. Able to load up all those SCVs into the command center and eventually unload them, get them back to mining. Oh, there's actually 6 SCVs over here, so you can't load all of them into the command center right now, but you will be able to repair and buy time until the rest of the units get out.
Yeah, a little bit of lost mining there for sure for Maru, but keeping all the SCVs alive, and I guess delaying the orbital from changing as well. TY can't be too displeased with how that Reaper did. TY is actually going for something very aggressive here. So he's delaying his 3rd CC, and he's going into super Viking production and Siege Tank production. And even though the 3rd is on location, this shows that he's going to be aggressive to like defend that location. So yeah, the next few moments or the few minutes will be all about TY being aggressive, I think.
All right, so well, if there's one thing we've already seen from game 1, and I keep saying like the GSL finals that they played, TY really loves having that air superiority, as I think he was the player that went into like 7 Raven BC in one of those games and everything. So having that air superiority does allow you to be aggressive like you were saying, and he's gonna be able to move out over here. Looks like Reaper gets a scout out on a couple of the Vikings, so it does know that it was already like a move into that Viking production, not just medevacs. Moving on forward, Depot will provide a little bit of early scouting vision over here. I'm not sure if TY is going to have anything else that he's really looking at besides this, so he should be able to react pretty quickly. And, well, that's an odd place to... Okay, he's pulling in to repair the tech lot. I was like, he's going to pull his SCVs into the auto turrets, but ooh, gets both of the Ravens.
And he didn't get stim either. Like 9 SCVs is all well and good, but losing your 2 Ravens and not denying the stim like you wanted, again, just a nice little win for TY. And having 2 Ravens against none, yeah, I'm not surprised he's marching out. Maru has to buy time somehow because this army of TY is so fierce.
Oh, they're going to be meeting in the middle of the map over here with the siege tanks already sieged up over here for Maru, and TY is looking for another angle. Scans coming down for both sides, and that Cyclone sacrifices its life to try and get a Raven, but he doesn't even get that, Ben.
Yeah, this is bad. I mean, like, this tank positioning by Maru, I've got to say, it's super duper clean. Like, you're not getting up that ramp, even if you've got Ravens, but, oh, TY going into the main with these Vikings and the Ravens, but trying to run away here does keep the Ravens alive. This is actually a hard army to clean up, unless, oh my goodness, Maru goes underneath.
Yeah, a couple auto turrets are at least cleared the way for a few of these Vikings to get back, but that's a majority of the Vikings going down over there. Really, really risky gamble from TY. Does not pay off. Now, Hellion's going to try and run in, and wow, they get a lot of good damage on those Marines, but man, I guess the Vikings are just going to sacrifice their lives for a couple of SCV kills over here.
Is it just SCV kills, though? Is it? Like, this is a lot of TY on the right side of the map. Maru has to posture himself so well and defensively here. And, like, these Vikings, they're actually trading pretty darn well with these Marines as well.
Oh my god, yeah. I actually think if that Viking stayed landed, it would have been able to kill those 3 Marines if the SCVs hadn't pulled themselves. But, wow, TY now going to be sitting up almost 20-30 supply. Has his next command center already on the way, and Armory also getting started on up. And you can see resources lost, just definitely favoring TY a little bit.
Like, against a lot of Terrans, I think Maru's style of just getting to the late game and knowing how good you are with Viking Raven and just the normal army composition is pretty smart to do. The thing is, he's going up against the one Terran that I feel that can do it just as good as you, but he's also throwing in Liberators into the mix, and he's out-economying you as well. So getting up to like the 3 starports very, very quickly, getting the upgrades going. I like the fact that Maru has started up his second armory though and getting the upgrades going, because that will come in handy once the air battle does start.
Ooh, so Maru a little bit later with this, but he does get his 2 starports up, not too much further behind TY this game. So might be a slight period of time where TY's production is going to be a bit better with those Vikings and the Liberators, but well, hold that thought. We might see the big fight coming out first over here. The Vikings engaging and taking out one of the Liberators over there for TY, but TY's Marines are demolishing this 4th base, and I mean literally killing the 4th base itself.
That is amazing by TY, and that is such a big victory for him. Like, the economic advantage is still in his favor. Maru did a good job of keeping all his SVs alive, and they're also, like, you know, keeping upgrades going amidst all this chaos, but Maru, he hasn't lost anything besides the CC, actually, so even though it was good, TY lost his Ravens, and I think a Liberator or two there, too.
Yeah. All right, well, we see that this is going to be a very tough situation now for Maru. So what is his game plan? He's hunting around with his Vikings, trying to force the medevacs back. Is he looking for a moment, just go in, or just finding whatever free damage he can? The command center still just can't land. And every second that goes by, Maru is falling further behind.
He is, but he's the cockroach Terran, basically, when it comes in, like, to this matchup. And I don't want to say this is what he aims for every time, but it almost is. Like, he just wants to get to late game, have the air control game, and every moment that goes by, oh, lovely pickup by TY, and he will be trading with his tanks, the tanks in the high ground, but Maru's kind of breaking out here.
Yeah, oh, loses a lot of Marines at the very end thanks to those tanks that re-siege, so TY still gets a good bit of damage done, but here comes army number 2, knocks out the sensor tower, lifts up those Vikings to regain that air superiority as he gets his siege tanks in range of the planetary, and now this has literally become a siege on a very, very important base that I don't think Maru can afford to give up. Maru's going to try and fight this head on, and I think he does have the numbers for it.
Yeah, I think Maru's actually hanging on very well despite the pressure, because I mean, this isn't easy to do. Like, he has no sensor towers available anymore, and that isn't because he didn't make them, it's because TY actually killed them. But TY, like, we got to give him credit as well. He's the one putting on all the pressure, and he's not slowing down. His 3-3 started immediately, 5 Vikings at a time, and his supply hasn't really dropped too far under 200, and his minerals and gas, they just stay so ridiculously low, so he's macroing like a beast behind all this as well.
Yeah, love that TY takes the time to siege up just to kill off that sensor tower yet again. Looks like another one is going to get started up a little bit further back this time here for Maru, but Maru's got that Liberator over here, joined with those Vikings, so he's able to dethrone, I would say, the position for the siege tanks, not quite de-siege, so it just does get picked off, but 5th base now being established there for TY in the top left. I have to imagine some of Maru's bases are starting to run a little bit drier on resources. I feel like the 5th base is going to be such a complicated question of how he's going to establish that.
It is, but I'm looking at the upgrade tab constantly, and the things that Maru's getting, and he's creeping out this base on the far left, but oh, a drop in the main. This is where things are going to get dicey. Maru is establishing himself. Like, I can't believe he's getting that 5th, but behind this drop, actually. But this is dealing a lot of damage, and TY is attacking in multiple spots right now.
Yeah, Viking count lead not going to matter if you got the anti-armor missile on all of your opponent's Vikings. Now, the medevac drop does have to pick up, and funny enough, I think it's going to go over the 5th base location. TY going to fight regardless of the anti-armor missiles, and it feels like he just has maybe comfort in that he still wins this Viking war.
I mean, he's very close in supply, but he's landing the Vikings, the tanks. They can't get their job done. The SCVs are pulled as well. Where is Maru's army? TY just taking him apart here at the 3rd base. TY with a 20 supply lead after all said and done, but Maru, he's still not down and out just yet, but TY, does he know about this other base? I think he's going to know for sure, and yes, he does.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure that that's quite the army you need to take out a planetary. Stemmed up Marines with no medevacs, but he gets a siege tank also to back that up. He might try and go in for that a little bit later on. Vikings getting picked off on the retreat, and now Planetary Fortress can't lift up, Ben. There's no escape for that 5th base if TY goes a-hunting for it.
Yeah, I mean, Maru does hold, and yet again, but he's definitely down in supply. He's down in resources. Like, upgrade-wise, he's actually hanging on pretty strong. He's got +2 armor on his air, which kind of counteracts the +1/+1 that TY has. But the thing is, TY, he's just done such a good job of leaning on Maru. This is definitely like the big kid on the playground that just gets a little bit of an edge and just leading on Maru all the way. And he's not giving Maru any chance to breathe at all in this game.
Oh, that Doom drop also is not just Marines like all the previous ones. I think there were a few siege tanks mixed in the mix. Anti-armor missile also coats those Marines, making it very difficult for Maru to force an engagement, something he desperately needs to try and force right now to try and take some kind of counter damage, but he's losing everything in his main right now. Ben, how do you bounce back from this one?
It's super damn hard. I mean, if anybody could do it, would be Maru of all people. And he's doing a good job. He's counter-sieging on the low ground, does pick off the tank, meaning he will be able to clean this up. But boy, oh boy, the damage has been done. I mean, look at TY. He's not slowing down. And no damage has been done on his side of the map either. Great anti-armor missile, great interference matrix, even dropping the turrets. But Maru is still fighting back somehow.
Maru staying alive with that anti-armor missile. The Ravens both going to end up sacrificing their lives. SCV is being pulled off the line to help fight back TY to keep Maru in this game. And he's going to chase almost all the way across the map back over to TY's own bases. And is Maru actually going to be able to make something happen over here? I mean, if you look at the army supplies, he is up in army supply. It's mostly workers that he's down right now.
Like, I would say no, but again, that went so damn good for him. What is the resources lost habit in this game? Because I feel like TY's been outmining him a lot. In fact, it's so close, even though TY's been so far ahead almost in every possible way. It just goes to show how good Maru is at defending, even when so behind.
It looks like the interference matrix coming out on a lot of those siege tanks. So TY losing a few more of those. Has one last siege tank that does get repaired back up and still getting some good shots off. The anti-armor missile makes it really tough for Maru to try and engage. And these Marine fights, these are not Marines he can replace. Whereas TY is replacing his units.
Maru, like, I don't know how he's doing this. Like, I genuinely don't. He's keeping this tank out alive. And if he gets in between the rally points between the bases, that is a scary number of Ravens, though, for TY. But he has to accumulate his forces. He has to build up the energy to disable those tanks.
Well, tanks getting sieged up, almost in range of some of these starports. The Liberator actually getting some nice zoning out over here. The Marines are finally going to be able to stem in, start taking out the tech labs that those starports are on. Even the Natural Command Center is being forced to lift up. Maru, deep in the heart of TY's bases right now, is making his stand, and he's making a stand on the ramp as well.
I can't believe how Maru is able to do any of this.
No.
The Marine count's getting so low, though. He has to deal with that Liberator. He does it. He does it. TY does kind of hold here at the top of his ramp, and Maru, he's still reinforcing, but TY, he's taking even the bases on Maru's side of the map amidst all this chaos. I don't know what the hell is going on in this game. Maru is making a game out of it, though. It's actually looking like it could potentially be leading in his favor soon. What is TY doing on the map with his army?
This is actually unreal. The supplies are even now, as Maru has somehow been able to find so much damage. He heads over to the left, escaping out of the natural and going toward the fresher bases of TY. The bases have been TY's biggest asset throughout all of this. If you start losing all of your mining, well, what's the advantage left there for TY? That's what he's been relying on.
Certainly has. Maru's going to catch these dropships as well at that base. We'll be able to deal with all the Marines, by the looks of it, without really suffering too many losses. And Maru's actually got ahead in supply for the first time in this game, it seems. And he's going through the bases one by one. Oh my goodness. TY must be kicking himself and wondering, how the hell does this guy do this?
Wow. Sieged up on both of the planetary fortresses back to back. One of the planetary fortresses is trying to get repaired up. That is just a lot of siege tank fire. It's going to end up falling over here. There are bases on the right-hand side of the map that TY has, and look at all of the Ravens he's actually just made. He's up to quite a few of them, so, I mean, hey, that's going to give him some energy to utilize for both interference matrix and anti-armor missiles.
Oh, he's on the run. He's on the chase. That's a lot of Marines. That's a lot of minus armor on that army. TY coming in from each and every angle. The Ravens, the interference matrix, as he's locked down all the tanks and he's cleaning up Maru's final army by the looks of it. The game back to square one and yet again.
Oh my god, the Liberator's even finding a lot of damage on these medevacs. Even they are going to end up falling over here. Go figure. And now Maru, he does still have that base that's been mining over here, so he's been able to finally get up some resources, finally replenish some of the army, but now he is down 30 army supply. He's going to have to evacuate. That was just an orbital command, so he can lift it off, but that is, I feel like, going to reduce his mining down to almost next to nothing.
It certainly will, but like TY, look at the red. It's just kind of like scattered across the map right now. He does have orbitals mining on the far right side. It's this number of Ravens that he has, and I thought those SVs were going to meet each other randomly on the map just then, but yeah, this is a phenomenal game by both of them, honestly. I don't know who I'm more impressed with.
It's been absolutely ridiculous, and wow, TY is going to be able to find another snipe on an orbital. I want to remind you guys, there are not a lot of orbitals left right now for Maru. He's going to try diving on in with these Marines. He throws down some of the auto turrets. The anti-armor missile coming out for both of these players. It looks like TY is going to get the better end of it, though, with all the good old turrets to back him up.
And TY not missing a second here, goes right back into the main. He's going for the production, and yet again, I mean, this base, it is in tatters here. Takes out a few of Maru's Ravens as well, takes out the rest of the army. GG, TY, wow. What a game.